Mere recreational complaining is not strategic analysis. Hello Smart Tribe, it's good to have you here. Welcome to my channel. Do you wonder like me why Africa as a continent blessed with so many resources is still considered one of the poorest continents in the world? It's quite a paradox. I have come to understand that part of the problem is because we tend to be reactive rather than proactive. As a continent, but not just as a continent, even in our personal life, we tend to be reactive to situations that we could easily take control of and see change happening in that situation. As humans, we at all times have a switch, or to be reactive. It's up to us which switch we want to turn on. But we can never be both at the same time. It is an either or affair. We have absolute freedom to be whatever we choose to be at any moment, any given moment, regardless of what we do, what we don't have, or what we consider we ought to be. Nothing is limiting you but you. When we are in a reactive mode, we look at our results to give us permission to be who we want to be. For instance, we make statements like we would give more when we have more money, or I'll be confident only when I lose weight. This one day mentality, one day in quote, allows us to avoid responsibility for our current way of being. However, our current results is actually a function of who we were being in the past. Whenever you find yourself fixated on your current results, just know that you're dwelling on the past. And dwelling on the past prevents us from creating, because it keeps us in a state of reactiveness rather than proactiveness. In this reactive mode, we are unable to create anything new. Rather, it is just creating the same stuff we do not want to see in our life, which then gives us more reason to complain and blame life for things that are happening to us. It is time to stop being reactive, to stop reacting, and start being strategic in creating the life and picture we want to see. When lessons of the past are not heeded too, the follies of the past are repeated in fashionable ways. We've abused our potential in the past. We've abused the resources that has been placed in our hands, both as a continent, as nations, as individuals. But I'm sure that you've learned lessons from it. Switching into the creative mode is a choice you can make at any time, beginning right now. All it requires is your willingness to give up being victim of circumstances. Let's do a quick exercise to experiment on how we can start creating, even now. Bring out a sheet of paper and a pen, and let's work on this together. On that piece of paper, write down everything you're currently dissatisfied with, be it in your personal development, skills development, in your finances, in your relationship, as a nation, as a continent. Whatever you feel dissatisfied with right now, write it down on that paper. Go ahead and then ask yourself, what ways of being in the past produce the current results that you are dissatisfied with. Once you have identified those ways you lived in the past that is producing the result right now, ask yourself again, is this how I am committing to being? If not, own it, embrace it. Embracing it shows that you have identified the source of your ineffectiveness or your inability to produce the results that you desire. After that, go ahead and declare the new you by answering the question of the kind of person you need to be right now to produce the results that you desire. Take action on the responses that you come up with and start implementing. By implementing, you allow the wealth of the resources you have within you to begin to find real and true expression in our world. When you find yourself again in a reactive mode rather than in a mode of creation, restart this process again and reset yourself. I encourage you today to begin to take little steps by doing the simple exercise we just did, and also beginning to change your mindset gradually from that of a poverty mindset to that of a wealthy mindset. Because a wealthy mindset creates, while a poverty mindset reacts. Wealth responds from a perspective of abundance, while poverty reacts from a mindset of scarcity. Stop reacting against the problem and start creating solutions to the problem today. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. I hope you learned something new. Please do not go away without subscribing to the channel if you are not already subscribed. Turn on the notification button so that each time I upload a new video, you are alerted. The challenge to you this week is to leave the reactive mode and jump over to a creation mode, because we need you and I to start creating things to make our continent work with the vast resources we've been blessed with. Till I come your way next week, keep creating. Blessings.